The hospital was a symphony of chaos. Doctors and nurses darted through the hallways, their hurried steps echoing the urgent beeps of medical machines. Amidst this whirlwind of activity, a serene figure moved with a different rhythm, Mrs. Thompson. A retired nurse walked slowly, her old leather nurse bag held firmly in her hand. Younger staff, caught in their own rush, barely spared her a glance. Some rolled their eyes. Whispers followed her down the corridor. "Why is she even here? She's retired. She's just going to be in the way." They had no idea she was about to teach them a lesson they'd never forget. Mrs. Thompson didn't seem to notice the whispers. She moved with a quiet purpose, her presence a calming anchor in the storm. She'd stop by a patient's bedside to adjust a pillow, offer a comforting word, or simply hold a hand. These small acts of kindness were her language. But to the busy younger staff, she was just slow and outdated. One nurse even smirked. "Look at her. Probably thinks we still use mercury thermometers." They saw an old woman, a relic from a bygone era of nursing. But small signs of her true competence began to surface, like cracks in a well-kept facade. While glancing over a chart, she noticed a tiny but crucial error in a medication dosage and gently pointed it out to a flustered intern. She'd quietly realign a piece of equipment that a junior nurse had set up incorrectly, preventing a potential malfunction. She even offered a piece of diagnostic advice to a doctor, who initially dismissed it only to realize later she was right. These moments were dismissed as luck or the ramblings of an old woman. The tension in the hospital was already high, but it was about to snap. Suddenly, a code blue blared over the intercom. A patient in the critical care unit had collapsed, his monitors screaming alarms. The staff rushed to his room, but chaos erupted. The defibrillator wasn't charging properly. A young doctor was shouting orders that no one could follow. Panic was spreading like a contagion. Could she actually do anything? In that moment of pure chaos, Mrs. Thompson stepped forward. Her voice, though quiet, cut through the panic with absolute authority. "Everyone, calm down," she said. She didn't raise her voice, but her presence commanded immediate attention. She moved to the malfunctioning defibrillator, her hands working with a speed and precision that defied her age. With a few deft adjustments, the machine hummed back to life. "Charge to 200, she instructed, her tone unwavering. She then turned to the frantic staff. "You," she said, pointing to a nurse, "get me a line of epinephrine now. You," she pointed to the young doctor, "start chest compressions, 30 to 2 on my count." Her directions were clear, efficient, and perfect. The team, just moments before a panicked mob, now moved like a well-oiled machine under her command. They stabilized the patient, pulling him back from the brink. As the immediate crisis subsided, the staff stared at her, a mixture of awe and confusion on their faces. The head of the hospital rushed in, took one look at Mrs. Thompson, and broke into a relieved smile. He turned to the stunned medical team. "I see you've all met Mrs. Thompson," he said. "Or, as we on the board know her, Eleanor Vance, the founder and chief innovator of Vance Medical Technologies." A collective gasp filled the room. The company that funded their hospital, that designed the very equipment they used every day, was founded by the quiet old woman they had been mocking. She just came back from time to time, she explained later, to stay grounded, to see what nurses and patients truly needed on the front lines. The young nurse who had mocked her earlier approached, her eyes filled with tears. "Mrs. Thompson, I'm so sorry." "We had no idea," Mrs. Thompson simply smiled, placing a gentle hand on her arm. "Greatness," she said softly, "often hides in plain sight. Just remember to look with your heart, not just your eyes. But what Mrs. Thompson does next at this hospital will leave everyone speechless." If this story inspired you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more stories that will touch your heart. And let me know in the comments, what would you do if you discovered someone quiet in your life was secretly a genius? Thanks for watching.